Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. I'm your host Isaac, and I welcome all of you to the Weekly Wind Down. The weekly show dedicated to all of those who are too lazy to check the damn document, where I'll be going over the current standings in the OWL divisions. Since the OWL regular season is 10 weeks in total, that means we've actually reached the mid-season of OWL. And something interesting to point out is that no team at all in the entire league is out of the number one spot, theoretically, if they win every game that's to come. Why is the number one spot important? Well, it's because if you're the number one seed from your division, that means that you get to skip the quarterfinals and run straight for the semifinals. But if you don't reach the number one spot, that's fine too, because it's only the last spot in each division that gets knocked out before playoffs, which means that we're very far from having anyone being knocked out. But with that out of the way, I say we take a look at week 5. So week 5 had no change in standings at all actually, but that does not mean it's not significant, because finally the undefeated are no more, because the number one team in the league, being G.G.K, went up against the number 2 team in the league, being N.D.M, in their week 5 battle, and G.G.K lost. So now there are no undefeated teams. G.G.K is now sitting still at the number 1 spot in the league with a 4-1 match record, but N.D.M is very close behind with 4-1 and a differential of 12. G.G.K is just 2 differential scores above them, which make this very interesting. However, if we take a look at the team's coach records, we realize that G.G.K is actually 1 coach win up on top of N.D.M, since they're 10-5 and N.D.M is 9-6. But this means that if N.D.M were to 3-0 their opponents in week 6 and G.G.K win with 2-1, then it comes down to differential, most likely putting N.D.M up above G.G.K, and then bam, we have a new number 1 team in the league. Taking a look a bit further down in the rankings, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the Guardians, who actually have pulled back this season, because they went 0-2 week 1 and 2, but they are on a 3-game winning streak. They pulled back from the number 4 spot in the Pearl Division and are soon tied for the number 2 spot with Team Charm. The only thing really setting those teams apart is obviously the coach record being a difference of 2 wins there, and quite a big differential gap. But this means that theoretically, if the Guardians were to win their week 6 battle, Team Charm lose their battle, well, there you go. The last place team in the week 2 just pulled back to the number 2 spot in 4 weeks. So huge shout out to them. They've been playing really good these past weeks, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. And that was something I was very vocal about from the start. I would not be surprised in the slightest to see any of the teams who placed last the first 2 weeks pull up ahead and maybe even lead their division a couple of weeks in the future. And apparently I was right, because the Guardians, they really proved my point. Which means that for any other teams who are struggling a bit further down in the brackets, I would not be surprised in the slightest to see them pull up ahead in their divisions too. So just keep up the good work. And as mentioned earlier, this is the mid-season of OWL. Only half the season has gone by, which means that anything can change in the coming weeks, and we have 5 weeks ahead of us before playoffs start. So I do not expect these ranks to be set in stone by any means whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to see the coming weeks. Alright, so welcome. Today we are joined by Tony, the captain of Team N.D.M, the current number 2 team in the league, one of the most dominant teams of the entire league at this point. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm good. Sadly we lost this week to Guardians. Not going to go into too much of that because I'm salty as fuck. But more about you, because this is about your team and how well you've been doing throughout the season. You guys have only dropped 1 game in 5 weeks. That's, to a start, like, impressive. But how is your one thing I'd like to ask is, like, how's your team dynamic? Because obviously I know Rob, kind of, but I have no idea, like, how Alan is and such. Are you guys getting along well? Because, I mean, you're all Dutch, so that's something.
Yeah. It helps that we all speak in Dutch, so we can't have any miscommunications.
Yeah.
And I know Rob for a long time, so
Oh, so you? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you
And-
knew him before Al?
yes,
Oh,
he's
that's
UCC and Ellen is UCC as well. And Rob and Ellen know each other since university. So
Oh, right.
yeah, Checkmate set us up.
Yeah. Screw Checkmate, by the way. But I mean, obviously, yeah, it seems to be paying off. 4-1. General thoughts. You have been crushing it quite. The only game you lost was to Team Charm, the number 2 team in the in your division, but you're still quite far ahead of them. Has there been any weeks that you've been like, fuck, I don't know if it's gonna work? Was it like the Team Charm week, or has it been quite easy apart from that, or?
I think the week where I played against Kev, where I got smashed.
Oh yeah,
Was,
the crocodile, was that? Yeah, the crocodile sweep.
The crocodile.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, that's rough. But you
That was-
you won that week, right? Your team.
Yeah, I was really iffy about. Well, yeah, my team was pretty good that week because Rob is kind of perform or choke.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Trash talk. All right.
He knows it.
But I mean, dang, yeah, but they pulled through and everything, and then shit, yeah, I didn't realize that was so rough. But obviously now when I think back at it, yeah, that matchup was. I remember watching that live as well. That was a rough game.
Yeah, and week 5 was also pretty hard against Sean's team because I was playing with Alan's draft as well, and it's hyper offense compared to my bulky offense playstyle.
But obviously it worked out because those fuckers lost. Fuck off, Sean.
Yes.
No one likes you.
Yes, we
So
did it.
yeah, nice. 4-1. No one's undefeated. I like this. Perfect, because this also means that us losing to them doesn't look as bad. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me your valuable insight. I wish you the best of luck in the coming weeks and to the rest of the season.
No problem, man.
And that's gonna be it for this week. All the relevant links are as always in the description box below. I thank you very much for watching and stay tuned for week 6. I'll see you next time.